What's going on, guys? Alex here and welcome back to another video on the channel. And once again, we've got trusty old tier maker out, but this time a little less of a controversial one, but I'm sure there will be a few takes that you guys disagree with in this one, as today I'm going to be ranking every single Coventry City home shirt going back to 1975. I don't want to go all the way back to 1883 when we started, simply because this video would go way too long. I mean, regardless, this tier maker only has it to 1975 anyway. Before we get into it though, if you're not already, please do subscribe. I'm on the road to 9,000 subscribers. I think I'm about 150 off now, and a massive percentage of you guys aren't subscribed. So the way I'm going to do this is in time order. I'm going to start off back in 1975 with one of our most iconic shirts, the Admiral shirt, sky blue with the white and black trims down the side. We had this shirt from 1975 to 1981. There was a couple of different variations with sponsors, because at this point was when kit sponsors were really being introduced into football. But before this, they weren't really widely accepted. I am going to put it in A tier. I don't think it's as good for S tier compared to some of the shirts that we'll get in later years, but this is definitely an iconic one and I really like it. A good one to start things off, considering then we move on to the Talbot shirt, which is one of my least favorite shirts. Now, I love the old retro shirts. When they make the retro remakes and they sell them in the club shop, I'm always a big fan of them. I always want to buy them. And this is one that I would pass even for like 10, 20 pounds, simply because there's no badge on this shirt. And of course, we're talking about a time that are just starting to introduce kit sponsors, but I hate that there is no badge on this. It's not our worst shirt by far, but it is a really bad one because there's no badge on it. You can look at that. That could be a Lazio shirt. That could be a Man City shirt. That could be absolutely anyone. And I'm not a fan of it. It is literally just a walking advertisement for Talbot. Luckily, we only had that shirt for 2 seasons. We then move on to the 83-86 Umbro shirt. This, again, similar to the first shirt, has different variations. I guess a sponsor can make a shirt, but just the original for me, I am also going to put in A tier. It's really nice. It's an old school shirt. I love Umbro shirts. And then we quickly move on to the 86-87 shirt. This had 2 different variations, but one was for the FA Cup final. And that's the most iconic one that is still worn today by so many fans. A little bit of a controversial opinion though. I'm not a huge fan of this shirt simply because it's not sky blue. I mean, you can look at it in pictures and whatever. It could easily be mistaken for a Sheffield Wednesday shirt, easily be mistaken for a Huddersfield shirt. Just because it's the shirt we won the FA Cup in, I am going to put it in B. I know that's a controversial opinion. A lot of City fans, who will probably be nostalgia merchants as well and look back at that as a great time to support the club, will probably disagree with me. But if it was sky blue, it's an easy A. I love a blue and white shirt. If they'd had the shade of blue from the following season, however, the 87-88 season, it could easily be up in A, and that's where I'm going to put this shirt as well. I really like this one. They obviously remade it in 1920, our season where we got promoted from League One. Our only Hummel shirt up until the kind of modern kits. Granada Bingo sponsor again. I do really like this one. We get onto the Premier League shirts in a minute with the Peugeot and the Subaru, some really iconic ones. So I can't justify putting it in S. I'm going to put it in A. Next 2 are really similar shirts in our first Peugeot shirts, and these are both pre-Premier League. We're talking the late 80s, early 90s. I'm going to put them both in C because they're both really similar. I think the only real difference on this is the dark blue on the sides and the white sleeves on the later shirt. The first shirt is great, it's simplistic, it's blue and white stripes, it's simple. The one thing I dislike about both of these shirts is the Peugeot sponsor. I know I love the Peugeot and the Subaru sponsors. The car sponsors are great, they're iconic. Just the colour yellow is really contrasted with blue and white. And then we see that with the later shirt where it's then black borders with the yellow text. It's still really contrasted. Another Peugeot shirt I'm putting low down is our first Premier League shirt. This is from the 92-93 season. I'm going to put it in D. I like Peugeot as a sponsor. It's just really in your face. I don't know what's going on here. You've got the badge, and then you've got Ribera, which is really hard to see. This is another one that they've remade, they've sold in a club shop that I just really haven't bothered buying. I'm a big fan of the Peugeot shirts. The next one we go into is one of my favourite ever Coventry City shirts. But just before we were hitting this great run of iconic shirts, We had a couple of stinkers, and this was definitely one of them. Anyway, the 95 to 97 home shirt is genuinely one of my favourites. This is an original. This isn't one of the remakes from the club shop. If I didn't have this, I'd definitely have a remake from the club shop. It's an absolutely stunning shirt. Non-negotiable, straight into S tier, pure sky blue, white collar, some slightly darker designs to it, and the white and black Peugeot sponsor. It's iconic, and the badge as well on this shirt is absolutely fantastic. Pony absolutely blew it out of the water with this shirt. A really, really nice one. I'm a huge fan of it, and it's straight into S tier. However, Pony never got the chance to make a second home shirt for us, which is a real shame, because this next one, I'm putting in C. It's sky blue and then it's dark blue. I really don't like the badge on this one. This is our final shirt with Peugeot, 96, 97. This was around a time where we did start getting a new shirt every single season, which is great. I just don't like the badge. Then onto the Subaru era, and this one from the following season, the 96, 97 shirt is absolutely beautiful. An S tier shirt. Firstly, the Peugeot to the Subaru, a pretty minor change. Very hard to even notice, to be honest. It's that Coventry City badge across the shirt that I really, really love. A design that we've never done before and we haven't done since. I'd love it if Hummel could come out and do a shirt. It doesn't even have to be a home shirt and away shirt with the badge going across the shirt, and then obviously the badge in the kit manufacturer and the sponsor just normally. I just love how it's ingrained in the shirt. Really, really nice design. I'm a huge fan of this one. Straight into S tier. Back-to-back S tiers for the 98, 99 shirt. I absolutely love this one as well. Centralised badge. You can't go wrong with a centralised badge. You really can't. The best thing about this badge, again, is within the stripes, you have Coventry City badges. Brilliant design. Hummel, do a shirt like this as well. Like, these are, in my opinion, our best shirts. Then on to 99 2000, pretty simplistic one. I'm just going to put it straight in B tier. It's sky blue, and then you've got dark blue on the sleeves and down the sides. Centralised badge, Subaru sponsor. You really can't go wrong. Following season, I am also going to put in B tier. You've swapped the dark blue on the outside to just sky blue, and then you've got blue and white stripes. Again, Subaru sponsor, centralised badge. The 0102 season shirt, though, I like the Subaru sponsor, but I can't put it any higher just because of the sponsor. It's literally just a sky blue shirt, nothing too fancy. I'm going to put it in C tier, really can't go wrong. I know 203, I think again, I'm going to put that in the C tier. Very similar, but it does have the dark blue outside design. We've gone with a centralised badge now for a few seasons in a row. And not to say the shirts have got worse and worse and worse, but we started off with an S tier shirt. We're now in C. That being said, the 0203 home shirt is again going in the S tier. A great Subaru shirt, centralised badge with the pinstripes. Really, really like this one. I think with shirts, it's either pinstripes will work really, really well or it won't. There's actually one on this list, which we'll get onto in a minute, that pinstripes do not work and I'm not a fan of. But for this one, really good. Again, it's a design we haven't seen since, with a centralised badge, pinstripes going down the centre. I know I keep saying let's remake all these shirts. Hummel needs to come up with their own designs as well, but big fan of this shirt. Then we start going on to a few shirts that I can remember having as a supporter. So I started going in 06, 07. So a couple of these shirts previously are recognisable to me. If you're enjoying the video though, leave a like, be massively appreciated. If this video does well, I will do this video again with Coventry City away shirts. And if that does well, I can do third shirts, special shirts, goalkeeper shirts, whatever. Because we've had some really good shirts over the years, I'm sure you'll agree. 405 season, final season at Highfield Road. I don't know, it just seems a bit weird, this shirt. I am going to put it in D. It's sky blue, it's Subaru. Very similar to the shirts prior. But you'll know if you have this shirt that the material changes this season and we go from a thicker material to a thinner. Kind of, you know, more what we'd have in the modern day. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this shirt, if I'm honest. Also, the last Subaru shirt, which is a shame. I'd love it if we had a sponsor like Subaru or Peugeot, you know, a car sponsor. Iconic. We swapped them for Cassidy for our first season at the Rico. This shirt really gives me Dennis Wise vibes. I mean, this was when I was first getting into supporting Coventry. I didn't go to my first game till the season after. This is our final shirt before we go on to the reign of terror that Puma gave us. I am going to put it in D. It's not great. wouldn't really go out and want to buy this shirt if I'm perfectly honest. 06-07, my first season as a City fan, my favourite players were like Dele Adibola, Stern John. This was also the first Coventry shirt I ever owned. I am going to put it in C tier. I actually really like it. Just the contrasting light, dark blue. It's nothing in your face. It's simplistic. Just a nice shirt. The next Cassidy shirt, this one, I mean, there's only one man this shirt really reminds me of, and it is Michael Mifsud. That game against Man United, the 2-0 win. Very similar to the previous shirt. I am again going to put it in C tier. I do actually like the silver kind of trims on the side. And then the 125-year anniversary shirt that followed from the 08-09 season might be a bit of a controversial one. I really like this shirt. I just like the badge. I like the different badge on the shirt. It's blue and white stripes. I know it's nothing special compared to some of the old anniversary shirts, but it's a lot better than the shirts that had gone previously with Puma and Kit Art. So for me, it's in B tier. One that's not going in B tier is the 09-10 season. A very boring shirt, a very forgettable shirt. I very rarely see this shirt knocking about compared to the 08-09 125-year anniversary shirt, which I'll see probably on a weekly basis, to be honest. It's literally a sky blue shirt with a weird blue design, Cassidy sponsor. Not bad enough to go in E and F because there's some really bad shirts, but not a fan of it. However, the shirt that followed it, I feel is one of our worst shirts ever simply because of the sponsor. We moved to CityLink, who were our sponsor for 3 years. I just don't like the green and yellow on the CityLink. I mean, here's your example from the goalkeeper shirt that season. It's just a plain white sponsor. Why couldn't they have just had that on the home shirt? It would have made it so much better. Just like the next shirt, I know we're relegated in this one, but this is a nice one. I am actually going to put it in B tier. But I just like the badge, I like the collar, I like the sleeves. I remember having this as a kid and at the time saying that it was our best shirt that we'd had in my lifetime. Not good enough to get into A or S, but in B tier. Bloody hell, we've got some bad ones coming up. We have got some bad ones coming up. We go from that to what is probably one of my least favourite shirts from the 12-13 season. It's going in E tier. At this point, Puma are just giving us different weird templates season after season. We actually carried this shirt over to the next season because the club were in such a bad state at this point. We didn't get a new shirt at the start of the season and we weren't sponsored by CityLink. So they just put a bit of tape over the shirt. It was really bad. The 13-14 and the 14-15 were both pretty much the same shirt. I've literally got this on the wall and I'm saying it's an E shirt. I think that's all you need to know. And then Nike come to town with a pretty decent blue and white striped shirt. I absolutely loved this shirt. And it just, looking back on that season where we had Adam Armstrong, Ryan Kent, Jacob Murphy, Joe Cole playing in sky blue, a really good season, a positive one. And then we ended up finishing like 8th or 9th when we were top at Christmas. Typical Coventry. I'm going to put it in B. I know Allsop and Allsop as a sponsor was never great, but this is my favourite of the Allsop and Allsop shirts, probably from a nostalgia point of view. And then we went from that to what is, in my opinion, the worst Coventry City home shirt of all time. The Tesco bag shirt, the relegation to League 2 shirt, the shirt that looked white. You'd watch Coventry, and Coventry were pretty much playing in white. It's a white shirt with blue trims on it. If they just swapped the blue stripes with the white stripes and the white stripes with the blue stripes, it'd probably make the D tier. It's not a great shirt. It's faded away. We had the same shirt as Nuneaton Borough at this point. We were just getting Nike templates. It's F tier. There's absolutely no arguing with it. Also, you know it's bad when we've won a game at Wembley and I'm sitting here putting that shirt in F tier. We followed it up with the League 2 season shirt. This was literally a Nike template with Allsop and Allsop on. It was nice for what it was. I am going to put it in D, but it's nothing special. Nike literally just gave us a Nike shirt with a badge and put a sponsor on it. Lazy. They did the same thing again the following season. So this was a season back in League 1. However, I am going to put that in C tier because I quite like the design and it actually reminds me a little bit of this shirt, just with the different designs. It's not just sky blue. I mean, it was just a template shirt and I'm really glad we moved on from Nike pretty quickly onto the Hummel era where we're going to finish off this video. Some of the more newer shirts, some of the better ones as well. We've got some really good memories in these shirts. The 1920 season shirt, not as good as the original, but I am going to put it in B tier. A pretty nice shirt. This is Hummel's kind of iconic design, isn't it? Obviously the Denmark shirt. Aston Villa have had a shirt similar to this as well. Southampton a couple of seasons ago. So it's a nice design. It's Hummel's kind of template, but it's what they're known for. It's iconic, and I really like it. And then from that to what, in my opinion, is my least favorite shirt with Hummel, and it is the lockdown season shirt. I am going to put it in D. It's the remake from that Peugeot shirt, the 2020-21 shirt. We also have a betting sponsor, which loses points. The first time we've ever had a betting sponsor. Also, again, I think it's iconic that I'm putting shirts in D tier that I own. It's funny because I've put this shirt in A tier, and when it first came out, again, I didn't like this shirt. The Phoenix rising in the shirt is a fantastic design. It's got the badge and then a Hummel. I know it's got Boyle Sports, a betting sponsor. It could easily be an S tier with a great sponsor. It's original, it's nice. I'm a huge fan of this shirt. Some good memories as well. Obviously going back to football this season, going to the CBS, watching the Sky Blues there for the first time in a few years, and some good memories as well in that shirt. Huge fan of it. And then we followed that up with another shirt I didn't like at first. And I obviously went to get on to the playoffs that season, and this shirt really reminds me of Hamer and Gyökeres. I'm going to put it in A tier. It's gone back to that original 1975 design. I would have liked it a bit more if we had an old school badge, but then it's got the centralized badge, which I'm a huge, huge fan of, as I've said in this video. Boyle Sports sponsor does ruin it a little bit, and it's funny because these good shirts with the Subaru sponsors would be absolutely up there, but then when Subaru just had pretty basic kits, it was kind of ruining it, if you get what I'm saying. Straight into A tier. Absolutely love this shirt, and again, like I said at the start of the video, it says it all, knowing that this shirt has been remade many a time, just the design. And then on to the King of Shaves 23-24 season shirt. Not a huge fan of this one, to be honest. It's sky blue and white stripes with just kind of weird designs on it, and the King of Shave sponsor just looks really weird as well. I am going to put it in C tier. I don't dislike it, don't love it. It's all right. And then finally then on to last season's shirt, our first season with Monzo, and I like this shirt. It's pretty simplistic. I did say when it first came out, it looked like we had ET all over the shirt, but it's a nice one. I wouldn't say it's as nice as a couple that we've had with Hummel, but I am going to put it in the B tier. Really nice shirt, simplistic. I look forward to see what Hummel have next season. Obviously, like you can see here, I'm a huge fan of a lot of their shirts compared to what we've had with Puma and Nike. They've got some really good ones. But that is where I'm going to leave this video. That is the tier list. If you agree with me, disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Let me know your favourite and least favourite Coventry City shirts. I really look forward to this next season starting. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm making all these videos. I just wish I could be back at the football. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in a bit.